If you missed the Mets and Diamondbacks series, I got you. The Mets offense stayed hot in the first contest against Arizona, plating another 8 runs. Francisco Lindor and Starling Marte each hit 2-run homers, Lindor in the second and Marte in the third. Of course, Pete Alonso had to join the party. He smashed his 7th bomb of the season in the 4th inning. David Peterson was aided by some stellar defense as he threw another 5 innings of 1-run ball. The New Jersey native Kevin Herget closed the game, but not before Arizona pushed across 2 runs. New York takes the opener 8-3. The Mets went with an opener and bullpen game in the second contest. They faced off with Diamondbacks ace Corbin Burnes. Oscar Brazoban opened with 2 innings of shutout ball, followed by a Brandon Waddell masterclass. In his debut, he tossed 4 1/3 shutout innings. The Mets had a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 9th. They loaded the bases with no one out in a 2-run game. However, New York was only able to push across 1 run on a Jesse Winker groundout that scored Francisco Lindor. Arizona wins 4-3 and evens the series at 1 game apiece. Game 3, the rubber match of this 3-game set, and it was a pitcher's duel. Kodai Senga on the bump for the Metros, and it was Zach Gallen for the D-backs. It was a trying outing for Senga as he only lasted 4 innings and had to work out of multiple bases-loaded jams. 4 of the 5 Met arms allowed a run in this one. Ty Addick was the lone pitcher to have a scoreless outing, and he only got the last out of the game. Zach Gallen was dominant for Arizona. He threw 6 innings, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, and had Met batsmen looking silly for the majority of his start. Juan Soto finally hit his first Citi Field home run, and he felt so nice he had to do it twice. Arizona wins 4-2 and hands the Mets their first series loss at home. Just one takeaway from this series, and it's how Carlos Mendoza managed his bullpen. Mendy has been so solid at pushing the right buttons at the right time throughout his Mets tenure, but I would have liked to see Reed Garrett in Game 2 of this series instead of Chris Davinsky. Mendy has to preserve his bullpen over the 162-game season, but I would like to see the Mets go with their top arms against a good team, even if it's only April. Up next for the Mets is a quick stop in St. Louis for a 3-game series with the Cardinals before heading out to the desert for another series with the Diamondbacks. With updates after every Mets series, I'm Ben Ballion with the Sports Pod.